How's it going, everybody? Just waiting for the hard slab to get off the can. Waiting for my invites to the lobbies. Among everything else. What the heck was I looking for? I never know anymore. Damn it. Someone was magical at some point. Now where the hell's Richard? Richard! Mr. Slab. Well, we got a good team of 54 MR all ready to go. El Switchblade, Batman 2213, Zero Mind, Northpaw, Death of God, Bellicose Drake, Raging Wampa, and Hydro Cow 420. All running for Lao. The disgrace, the shame. What's he taking at number 2? Come on. Ready to run out of toilet paper. About as good as it's gonna get. That would be what I forgot. Drop information. The information. So as I said, this is the last match of the season. There is another one going right now between, was it Smoke Jag? Smoke Jag. SJR versus D5. That is the one currently on right now. Why do you lie to me with your information? Lies. Hopefully I can update you with that kind of information later. Ah, Xbox controller, eh? Well, I don't have that shit. God damn it. God, 805, what the hell are you doing? Assuming somebody didn't die. Come on, Richard. Where are you at, buddy? Somewheres. Ah. Now they look like a jump waiting forever. Let's drink some water. We have to drink later. Because if we look at... Oh, my broken map strat that won't center. We're not happy about that. And I didn't contact anybody to figure out how to center that out, so... Fuck it. I don't know what maps are going on today anyways, which I could find out, I guess. I could do that right now. What week are we in? Week... Frick, who knows? Is it week 10? Drop 1 caustic? I believe so. Which means... That's fine. No. Bleep. Paste and go! Let's go to caustic. That's domination. Hooray. Since there's been no big changes to this, we should be fine, since the only main change to the maps was to HBG Manifold. Which, when I talked to somebody about HBG Manifold, we discussed that the new gate should have been a drop point where you need jump jets to get back in. That would have been awesome, because then you can't just point rush the base or sneak back as quickly as possible, because it's right there. You would have to have somebody who's that jump jet capable to get in there. Ah! Things are happening. Since I've broken out a lobby with 54 MR, now I get to wait again. Hope everyone's paying attention. This league so far, it's been a great season, a long season. It's gonna be forever if Richard doesn't get frickin' back here. God damn it. The Hartslab brothers do not rise again. What was I looking for? Steen. I'm not worried about that. What the? No. Shit.
Elleback.
Holy crap, Richard. It's about flipping time.
That was a good dump.
Good thing that's on the stream.
What's that?
Knew you're doing a number 2.
Just what? Who?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Streaming. Waiting. So hurry up and get your butt on here.
I'm working on that.
Because what was I trying to figure out? Why can't I not? Useless.
Loading. Wait, has the match has already begun?
No, it has not.
Okay. Didn't think so. What time is it actually starting at?
Well, whenever Stun gets into the group, I guess.
Oh, so it's supposed to be 8?
Yes, it is 9 minutes behind now. And not so much due to the lateness of my 5-minute delay on this stream. Since I can't work the chat either. Why do you not like me?
Couldn't tell you.
You online yet?
I am online.
Hooray! Okay. Well, that's what I was going to do. Going to chat. Just waiting on the stun guys here. I don't know what we're waiting for. I mean, I can imagine. Disgraceful time in the season, waiting for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's sick of playing games, wants to move on.
We're waiting for that patch in a couple weeks.
That too. And then the World Championship. Right after.
World Championship.
Huzzah! Gentlemen. Rich, maybe you should add L Switchblade.
Can you spell it?
L space Switchblade.
Player does not exist.
L space Switchblade.
It does not work.
Richard, spell it correct. There's no space between switch and blade. What we got for you? Huzzah!
So, when you say L,
Oh, the metaphorical Mexican
yeah, add
L.
the E.
How else wouldn't just be L Switchblade? That would be a bit odd. You're awesome, Rich. Does your chat work? I can't see chat in Twitch. Doesn't like me. I'm in the dashboard right now.
I don't have Twitch open.
Because I can't see nada. Maybe it'll show me on my phone. Because who's locked? Both teams are locked. Caustic Valley. Both Bravo Charlie. Oh man, getting goosebumps. Yes.
Yeah, their tonnage is very nice and close to each other as well. That's good.
That is nice. Now where? So we'll see how this goes, because I know 54RMR has a 83% win ratio on drop 1 so far.
That's pretty impressive. Definitely working it pretty hard.
Easiness. Dropship's inbound. I gotta remember all my frickin' controls.
Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
Worst. Speed boost. Ah. What are you seeing, Rich?
Watching 54th head just along the east side of the center, kind of running up there really quick. Not wasting any time.
Everybody's pushing up quick on this one.
And then all ready to meet on the same side, too.
So who's NASCAR in here? 54 MR was NASCAR. Is that a Panther? Oh, don't tell me I need more That's what I need.
I think all my controls have been lost for this. Haven't spectated on the new computer yet.
We got airstrikes being dropped. Ooh, that was nice. Both ways. Didn't see that. No, we got. Who do we have? Stun making the push across. And there is. Whoo. Clearcom's going down early. We got Fango at 70% in the Huntsman. El Switchblade at 38%.
Yeah.
Ooh, and he'll be going down quick.
54th's definitely taking a lot more damage, even though Steiner's Steel is losing people quicker.
Lots of strikes still being used. It's interesting. There we go.
Staying nice and even on the kill count.
43. Stun's putting her back to good use with their first drop ratios. They were used to be great in the first drop, and they're keeping it going now. It's good to see. We're 4-3 left in this.
4-2.
Who's sneaking around here?
Still a lot of health left on Steel's side. Yeah, this is a done match.
Yeah, with Exit being the closest to dying. Northpaw's the last guy in the Wolfhound too. Now where is my... that's what I was saying was Wolfsman. I thought I saw a Panther. Which I believe to be a good mech for the next time, maybe. Nice little leg quirks and everything.
That's it, back it up. The hostiles are taking control of the target.
Mission failed.
Now why? Toggle mech POS markers. Why? Why do you treat me like that?
I could not tell you.
Let's see the team stats. Now the team stats do look good for Stun. I mean, they ain't bad for 54 MR. 54 MR either. Northpaw and the Ranging Wampa doing a lot of work now. Wolfhound and Adder. Deathlord doing tons of work in that Shadow. 2d2. It's very nice. 466 damage.
Definitely a well-earned win on their part.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all. I mean, lots of big match score numbers on the Stun side. Lots of Huntsmans on board. It's good to see. 'Cause I like the Huntsmans. So I don't mind that. It was a good strategy. I mean, they both came in up the right side for 54 MR and the left side for Stun, or vice versa. Since my number, I can't see colors correctly.
No, that sounds about right.
All lies by me, sorry. I mean, if we look at... if we look at the Div C standings, which I got here, 54 MR is in first place with 13,175 rep points, and Stun's in third with 1,160. Like, this is looking good for them to start making that push up to Kong. Got to get up there. Which I never know how the system works. It says they both have 9. Kong's already played. I didn't check to see if it was updated today though, since this is 2-day-old information. Probably 2-day-old information.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, Steel Union's got 29 drops won compared to 34 with 4054 MR. And then drops lost is 11 to 54, and then 16 for Steel Union. I mean, we're talking 315 mechs destroyed to 285, and that's a good start. 4 to 3? I can't count. Why am I not thinking today? 8 to 3. Lost my frickin' tree. Now the only problem here is everyone's thinking about the new weapon systems, light engine, stealth armor, all that stuff. No one's organized right now.
It is very hard to focus on what's the current comp when you're looking at everything that's going to be coming out in just a couple weeks here.
So hopefully everyone waited to check it out.
I definitely took the time to jump on. I was impressed by a lot of what I saw.
Well, next season's going to be fairly interesting with all the new weapons. You know, the way that's going to work out. I shall enjoy watching that one or playing in that one if we get to. Because I will bring racks for days. That's my plan.
I can't wait to be the victim of my first rack raven.
It's going to be a lot of, oh man, like, if you can fit that on,
you know it.
On fast mediums and heavy lights, like, you're going to be able to stuff that thing with something dirty and just destroy somebody. Just get behind him. Just light him up. So we got 54 MRs locked, just waiting for Stun to lock up, and they are ready. On Tourmaline, whatever, the desert.
The desert.
Wait. All I gotta do is figure out, again, how to see the loadouts. That pissed me off last time. It took forever to figure it out.
Just double check your settings. Check your keybinds.
Ah, man, I'm too lazy for that shit. So dang lazy. Sneaking over to Gamma. See which guys drop over here. Where's my drop ships? Where they
Force
at?
drops over at Gamma.
Yes, it is.
Command coming in.
Done putting themselves over by Theta, actually. Very close.
Get in your way.
There we go. Just had to press backspace. Now 54 coming in with a decent drop deck here. We have the Stormcrow, Wolfhound, 2 Onions, Huntsman, Hunchback, Nova, and a Jenner 2C. My favorite. What the heck? Where's Bellicose Drake? You're already 92%. Are you getting team damage there? Oh, I see what was going on.
No, Stun fired off some early long-distance shots.
Ah, in a good position. No one's NASCARing so far. I like it. Yeah, Bellicose is still taking hard ER PPC fire in that Onion 2C. What does he have on that thing? And I missed him.
Well, whatever he has, he's not doing too well. He's already got some critical damage.
That was a good airstrike on 54 MR.
Yeah, and they shredded him down.
That's one down on each side, yeah.
we're definitely watching 54th keep themselves pretty well together, whereas Stun is quite spread out.
They are, yeah.
But you're definitely watching a lot of the guys on 54th kind of look at the people who are mixing up in the middle of their line.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
It's one messy brawl going on.
Fango
54th is
getting taken out.
definitely putting it together, keeping it on top. The spread out nature of Stun seems to be punishing them here.
Yeah, I thought they had maybe a fire line going, but yeah, it did not work out for him at all. Because I don't know if they were focusing targets or not, but that just did not turn out well for them.
Given the way that you had Stun spread out into the middle of 54th, they probably...
Nice airstrikes, though. Exit taking out Death of Gods. I mean, JD and Hydra are still healthy in that Hunchback and Wolfhound. Because there's 3 hurt mechs on 54. And there goes Zero Mind. The L Switchblade at 28%, Hydra Call at 47. I don't know, we'll see the North Pause. Oi. I'm losing my codec to my co-caster. Goodbye, co-caster. Damn you, TeamSpeak. You broken piece of junk.
User entered your channel.
Hello again.
And I return.
That was interesting.
I ended up talking for a while.
Well, I mean, we still got Hydra
You
here.
probably missed some very interesting calls.
Probably did. I mean, Hydra's lagged here. North Paw's still 60%. L Switchblade. Is he a stick?
Stun has done an excellent job of evening this up from what was originally a fairly losing round.
It was, yeah. I mean, Hydro... I don't know if he can do it.
It's very unlikely. It's a 2-on-1. Everyone's injured.
And that's it. With barely anything
User
left.
joined your
40%, 26%. Holy smokes. How's it going, Axe? Axe, what's the score between SJR and D5? Down me with the information, Bretta. Damn it, Axe. D5, 5-0. Can't play me like that.
Resource point Beta is ours.
Oh, I
Mission
just want to...
successful.
Enter. Scheißenbot. Bah. I'll figure it out someday. Haven't enough practice with this before. When was the last one we did? We did the first Stun versus Blackthorn Dragoons.
Yep, sounds about right.
I think that was their first match, not even their second. Holy smokies. Look at JD, 4 kills, 721 damage. L Switchblade with 3 kills and 538 damage. Like, that's a good spread. Just, yeah, that Onion getting decimated in the beginning. 20 damage. They had him. It would have been ended over way quicker. Like, oh man.
It's definitely one way to look at it. For having lost that Orion right off the hop, 54th did really well for themselves, really taking the lead through that match. And it's at the end, it's just very surprising that Stun, for all that 54th MR had a couple guys who were crippled, ready to break for the longest time, they still had the kill lead, and then just near the end is where Stun evened it up and took those kills that they've been waiting on for a little while, and then just brought it down to that 2-1-2 at the end.
Yeah. Because what we got next? Mining Collective is next. And I bring up my horrible map strat that doesn't work. That not anyone can see. Because, I mean, if you look at the Stun results, which I got up on Twitch right now, I mean, Stun had a lot of good work in the beginning, you know? I mean, they've always had trouble with Kong, but they They did great against Blackthorn Dragoons. The one we called was 5-0. They did 3-2 against 228.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, buddy. 3-2 Dragoons again. 3-2 228. And I mean, they just lost to 54 MR the last time. From what I talked to Fango and Cyclone, there was a lot of communication errors in a few matches, and that was what cost them. Anybody
That's
going to
definitely
bed?
understandable. Without communication, you can't function quite as well, especially on a team this large.
Play some Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Mhm.
I freaking doubt it.
She did.
Who did?
Mom.
I doubt it. How dare she? I mean, looking at the 54 MR match results. Oh yeah, still got time. I mean, they 4-1 the Dragoons. They lost to Kong 4-1, and then came back and beat Kong 4-1 later in the season, which is, it's hard to do. Kong's a team that, they like to, they hold tight with the strategy, and they like to hold the
move
spot.
on up.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were great in Div D last season. You going upstairs? Go upstairs. I mean, especially from going a 4-1 to a 1-4 to 4-1, that ain't a bad ratio. Like, it seems like 54 MR has been putting it together to the end of the season here. 4-1 228, they 4-1 Kong, they beat Stun 3-2. I know Eyes was having trouble this season, which sucks for them. It sucks to have a team that, signs up and has guys and then just nothing works out.
I turned it down to 10.
10, I want it to 0. 0.
But you have headphones on. Can you
Yeah,
hear
but-
that?
Everybody hears everything.
Could you hear that?
I hear
What just
everything,
happened?
Corbin.
Well, I can definitely hear everything he's saying,
Yeah.
and the TV.
0. Ready, meow.
Why 0?
Right, we're just waiting on one of the guys to check modules on their stuff.
I wish they would bring back the old system where you can change your damn modules. All of them. Oh no, don't need that anymore. I'm drunk. Sorry. I did miss
I
that
can see
system.
one of us been drinking, and it's sadly not been me.
I'm only drinking my berry lemonade Jones Cola. It's fine. In
What'd
a
you
can.
spike it with?
With nothing, because I'm drunk. I should put some stuff in it. Axe! Give me my damn information on Smoke Jag versus D5. I need this. I need you. I need that information. Since I can't remember the match I was watching last week, Bearclaw totally messed up all the information for RJ when they were streaming.
Fine, no one's worried about it. Also, is that Minecraft's music?
That is Minecraft music.
Sounds different on PC.
That's on the Xbox. Because I'm on the PC. Hopefully someone messages me back. Are we just waiting on Deathlord?
No, we are waiting on Cyclone because he is currently not on the board.
Uh,
And 7 to 8 is not fair odds.
well, you're allowed to do it, but I would recommend not to.
Well, as I said, I didn't say that it's like an illegal match, just not fair odds.
No, although 54 MR pretty much did that the last match. That frickin' Onion got into the match and then got massacred, so I don't want to say that's the way she goes, but I mean, they still won. It's unbelievable. That's good. Focusing targets down is the way to do things.
I still kind of wonder if that was more a matter of
Just a
different
cluster.
strategies against each other and just one not panning out the way they had hoped it to.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, because you really got to watch 54th MR just take a couple guys, take them down, and then worry about the outliers around their guys, around their units. And they did a very good job of it as far as I saw. Maybe I wasn't paying as much attention as I could have been. Well, that was I guess you could say that was my thoughts on it. like everyone's ready, good to go.
And my chat is working finally.
Glad to hear it.
Poopenshire's hassling me. Telling me to deal with the MRVC streamer school. Goodbye. Switching over. Let me know if you can see some loadouts next time, Rich. I still haven't figured it out, and I'm just... I'm not doing it.
I checked the settings for the button. Been a while.
So we'll see what happens on this map. We'll see if anybody takes the 3 points and holds the lead. And go from there.
Stun on the Epsilon Sigma side of the map.
Because we got 54 with a Griffin, Summoner, Night Gyre,
Capture and hold the read
Onion,
point.
Cicada, Summoner, Huntsman, and the Marauder 2C. Everybody's loving that Marauder 2C this season.
Well, it's pretty much the most optimal mech you can run for this. 6 ER medium lasers, 2 large pulse lasers on that Marauder JD Toker. I did also see a PPC fly pretty much across the entire map, someone going for a hopefully lucky shot, unless they actually clipped at either exit or cyclone. It doesn't look like it though.
Pretty sure that was Hydro Kyle in the night gear.
Possession of Kappa.
And it doesn't look like anyone wants to take.
The Raging Wampa is the Marauder 2C, the VIP for the 54th Mechanized, and it's running 8 medium pulse lasers.
We have Gamma.
Oh, that's the way to do it. Yeah, and everyone's holding on this south side here on Epsilon and Gamma. Although 54 is still pretty spread out.
Bellicose Drake, the Orion once again, he's running a very close range build. Ultra 20 and 3 SRM6 with Artemis with just a single pulse laser. Very ammo dependent.
The Brawler build. Ooh. Good strike. I don't know if Hydra got hit with that though. Yeah, 54 MR's got to be careful to move around here. That was a direct strike. Pretty sure that hit Raging Wampa, but maybe it did. It was close though. That was hecka close.
Hard to say. Raging Wampa still has a lot of health left.
And no one using
Looks-
artillery strikes here.
Well, they don't feel they need them.
With 54 MRs moving around.
54 MR is once again doing a very good job of keeping their guys together, whereas Stun is stringing out a couple stragglers, and those stragglers are being taken out. Taking a
Wow.
lot of damage that they just don't want those guys to be taking.
They didn't catch them swinging around. Their Hydra Kyle
Yeah,
took the
and their
worst of that.
scouts are paying for it.
Aye, and Hydra and the Huntsman's down. I guess I shouldn't drink while things are going on. Hydra Kyle having some tough time getting up top. It's too bad. Beautiful
54 is
strike.
just pushing up that ramp in force. Stun. I'd say they're not doing too bad of a job of trying to put it back together, but they're not establishing really good firing lines. They're not watching the top there where they're getting flanked by 2 units.
Well, 54 is pushing in hard now. This will be good. And Ford Perfect's gone down, so that's a Griffin down in the 3M with the 1 shoulder
Weird.
missile.
We are definitely watching a lot of damage come out, and it looks like 54th is taking a bit more of the brunt of it. Despite the kill lead,
Lots of strikes.
they have a larger spread of damage on a lot of the guys. Everyone's got some damage on them. Not a lot of focusing going on to take individual mechs out.
Yeah, we're down 4-2 right now. Stun not doing so good again. I mean, Fango and that Onion. I think he's just powering back on. But he's trying to take out the Marauder 2C, trying to take out the VIP. Get those win
That's all
conditions.
that's left.
That's overheating. Ah, that's down.
Enough resources. This trial
Mission.
8 to
That's a
2.
shame. Looking at all the health left on the 54th MR guys, you have so many guys who are crippled and ready to break,
Yeah.
and with extremely low armor numbers, and it's just not panning out for them.
A lot of hurt mechs out there. It's too bad Hydro died early on. But then you look at the last match.
Yeah,
They
once
lost-
again, it's just a lot of guys with really low health, low armor, just being allowed to walk around and continue to act in the match for a lot longer than they should have been.
Yep. Well, I mean, Fango did a lot of work in that Onion 2C, same with JD Token and Marauder. I mean, most of them did a lot of good work, but if you look at 54 MR, Raging Wampa taking all the kills, and their damage is pretty good straight across, except for Forge, who got taken out early. And Bellicose as well, still getting in 5 assists and 300 damage.
You can definitely say that Bellicose did a lot better this round than last, however.
Did definitely not get strung out and taken out first, which is good.
Exactly.
It's tough. Being the first to die always feels bad.
Depends on how much you did. Did 1,000 damage and then died, I'd feel pretty good whether or not I was first.
Well, if you do 1,000 damage and you're the first to die, you're amazing. You're probably Bowser. I mean, let's be honest.
My friend Isaiah, he made an ender portal out of diamond blocks.
Diamond blocks?
Mhm.
I don't believe it.
He did. He made straight from diamond blocks.
Baloney.
He did.
Gotta use cobblestone. It's always cobblestone.
Your custom.
What do you mean on cobblestone?
Now I'm going to try and do it. And okay.
Now, what map are we on now? Bog. Bog should be interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bog.
Damn it, Axe, I don't need information. I need to know who's winning. Between Smoke Jag. That is the
I would
information
tell
I
you
need.
who's winning, Dad.
No one's relaying the information to me.
Looks like 54th had somebody step out.
Damn it, Axe. Why are you playing me like that? Poop and Shires. Still probably gonna give me flack all this. Why you no center? Because I wonder if we will see a center push on this one, or we'll see the Kappa Epsilon push. I'm assuming Theta usually is the way to go, down from E5 to E6. I mean, I like going the D6 to D4 Epsilon Kappa route around the corner there, but yeah, if you get caught up there. And immobile. With a lot of strikes that we're seeing, you don't want to be caught being immobile there.
No, it's especially with how much brawling we're seeing going on between these two teams. They're definitely not staying at range. They're getting in close as quick as they can, using cover to get there. We might see something very interesting happen on where they go and try to meet up.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see. Because I don't think a lot of teams like working on Bog. I like Bog, though. HBG's still the golden frickin' location, though.
HBG is definitely the golden location, especially for its cool air, but I'm wondering what we might see in the case of 54th MR, if they might try and take the top of one of the spires here. I don't think it would be their best idea, though, because so far we've been watching Stun split up quite a lot, and when you're standing on top of the spire in a big clump of guys, you can't focus a lot of firepower, whereas another group can. What I think Stun might do might be a split up and hit from 2 different angles.
Look across, Dad. So bad.
Yes.
The TV can blow up. Because
So what are we looking at?
this is so bad. I got
Drop 4, 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults.
I destroyed the cross.
So
We got that very nice spread of units. You get to see something from every class range.
wonder if we're gonna see any locusts or commandos.
Somebody-
Commandos been good this season, ever since everything changed.
Dad,
Mm-hmm.
somebody tried to fight the Ender Dragon, a noob, which I don't think you know what a noob is.
A noob? I don't know what a noob is now. Sorry.
A noob is something that's
I don't need you to tell me right now.
yellow, green, and blue, and he went to fight the Ender Dragon with no armor and nothing, and
Did he win? Tell me
he
you won.
died.
Ah, foolish.
And now he's the creator of all monsters.
Oh, is that right?
Mhm.
Interesting.
He made all the
This is
monsters
very interesting.
to attack you.
I'm glad I know what a noob is now. Hey, go sit down.
And now,
This is very split up.
Someone write down the information.
Anything that you're playing on, Dad, this is real. It'll blow up.
Yeah. Well, it won't blow up.
It seriously will.
I mean, it could. I built it, so who knows.
You did not build the TV.
And both teams are ready?
And we're starting.
I wonder if they're going to try and take the cap. Well, I assume in this one you want to take the caps. I mean, when I played you, we needed to, and we didn't. And then almost lost that one.
Yep, very true. And then I did a very bad job of standing around behind you.
Why?
Yes, I did kill you. It was fantastic. Felt very good. What you get for running all the way around me, my direwolf?
Well, not my original intention.
I would hope not. So what have we got on 54 side? Marauder 2C, Wolfhound, Huntsman, Linebacker, Nightshire, Jenner, Cicada, and another Marauder 2C. They're going light, but fast. What do we got here? Linebacker.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get
Because
in
they
your
put the
way.
Marauders together, but Switchblade. Having the Marauder take Gamma. I guess why not? I guess maybe they want to slow down the engagement.
We have Gamma.
Got Bellicose getting out of his onion into the Marauder 2C. Quick capping everything too. Probably what we'll see.
Resource point Theta is ours. Enemy forces have Sigma. We have gained Epsilon.
Those things, Stun's got. Everyone seems to have some stranglers meandering around the back.
Well, 54 sent 4 guys to Theta to take it quick and guard it. Not a bad idea. Get the cap lead, then they gotta come to you.
Yep, UAV up to watch if anyone walks on the Theta while they walk away.
Yeah, Stun's kinda
Enemy control.
playing wide on their game. 54 is ready to defend.
Yet, looking at that, 54th has a nice piece of terrain. They've got pretty good sight lines too, with a little bit of cover for the guys who are watching it. They're picking their ground, and they've got the lead to do so.
Yeah, we got Exit up top taking Overwatch. Not getting
Got
sight
two
on
guys
anything.
running around to Epsilon to watch out. It looks like they've been spotted though. A little bit of gunfire.
Oh, I can't double tap this to go
That's-
faster? Yeah, we
You
got
wanna scroll
Herkifer and
faster?
Hydro.
If you want to scroll faster, it's shift.
Fantastic. Ooh. Thanks for
Yeah,
the
Herkifer
follow.
and Hydro got to get running. It's a 3-on-2, and a little bit of our airstrike is coming out.
Missed because they were running for the hills, but they know where they are now at least.
That's a good time to run for the hills.
Yeah, and 54's
Huh.
heading back to that area. E5
They can
-ish?
afford to. That's the big thing. Definitely not seeing a whole lot of long range fire going on, despite the fact that both teams have PPC Gauss Night Gyres.
Both sitting on top
That
of
seems to
Overwatch,
be
yeah.
all the snipes that they have. Everything else is brawl build.
Yeah, I guess he won't be seeing a lot through there, but looks like Stun's making a nice push towards Theta. They gotta take something. 54 MR has no idea what's going on right now. Northpaw might be seeing something here right away, but yeah,
Northpaw definitely saw that.
We'll see if 54 makes the turn to look and engage. I mean, we're bleeding tickets here, 288 to 170. Although Hydro sneaking in the Theta. Strikes going on the 54 MR, guys. That's going to be a good one. Yep. Great strike from 54 MR. Because Stun's kind of bottlenecked up
Very
here.
hard to see. You just don't even know what's about to happen.
Oh no, I almost got crossed.
I mean, Hydro and Fango now taking Theta from 54.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
We'll see if they can hold that.
Well, there's another decent strike.
I mean, no one's getting hurt too bad here, other than North Paw and the Wolfhound 2 at 72%. It's pretty even. But I think 54 Mechanized has still got the better position. They're all out in the open. They can all shoot and they can all get shot. So they can focus targets down.
Yeah, whereas Stun is faced to walk around corners and take a little bit of damage every time they're doing it from a firing line.
Yep.
No, Stun is definitely in a rough position here, whereas 54th has put themselves in a very good one. You're looking at the damage numbers, and they've got two guys at 60 and under for Stun. 54 just now hitting two guys at 65 and 63, but
Today's my lucky day.
It's probably all those strikes doing all that good work. But they're pulling around here. We might be seeing a brawl right away.
that's
Stun is in
definitely
position
not
to take
what
it.
Stun wants. Stun does not want a brawl unless they can force 54th to bottleneck on that edge, which, given a whole bunch of guys jumping down, that's not happening.
That was a good airstrike. Hurting Deathlord a lot with that one. Deathlord? Yeah.
Deathlord.
Herkifer goes down.
Couple guys really low on 54's side. Bellicose is out. He still hung around at 12% for a little longer than he maybe should have.
Exit's going down. Got focused there by 3 of the 4 of them.
Lots of
Claricom's
really
trying to
low
make
health
something of
numbers
it.
for 54th. But you watch Stun forces. One guy starts going down and then disappears off the list. And you watch 54th and everyone has a spread.
Yeah, it's tough to say here with Fango going down. You got JD left and Hydra left. I mean, I'm not going to say that's all she wrote, but
I'm going to go so far as to say that Stun got outplayed here in the end of this match. They may have a little bit of firepower, but they're just simply outnumbered in a bad way.
while 54 made that push at the right time, coming in onto 4 or 5 of them with all 7, 8 of their mechs. Like that worked out perfectly for them. And that's it. I mean, that's another 8-2. It's not good for Stun if they wanted to move up and get closer to Kong in rankings.
Yeah, things are not looking too good for them right now. And you look at those mechs, 2 of them are almost dead, 3 of them are almost dead even, and the other 3 are still at really decent health, but they're definitely scrubbed a lot of armor.
Yeah, probably opened
The
up
damage
nicely.
is getting spread out way too much. And sure enough, you're going to see that with so many airstrikes we have going out, but at the same time.
Yeah, no. Well, you can see there was a few guys who didn't get a chance to do much damage. Like Herkifer, Hydro even. Cyclone didn't get to put a lot of damage down, whereas a lot of 54 Mechanized Regiment, no one under 230 being the lowest. Like we're talking 570 or 560 and 730 damage for 2 of them. Like they just made that push at the right time and put all the damage down. No, that's the way she goes. It's the frickin' way she goes, boys.
Just a matter of being outplayed, Stun not keeping themselves together the way they maybe needed to. When half your team runs off to do its own thing, or the other half, maybe they were supposed to run off, and the other half just kind of a little behind on joining in on the push, you got to make sure those guys are at least trying to do something with it. It's okay to be left behind if you're still doing stuff from the backfield, but if you're not,
Dad, look at my
you're a
purse.
stone around your team's neck.
It's so nice. Now I just have to change it.
Well, Crimson Straight is the next one. And we will
Oh, this should be a
have
very exciting match.
2 lights, 2 heavies, and 4 assaults. Conquest. What do you think in Saddle Push?
I think a saddle push would be ill-advised. 54th would probably be the most likely one to do it, I think, at this point, given their success last match at just being ready for people to poke around a corner and try and do something. I think if Stun tried to do a saddle push, they'd be in the exact same position they were in last match, where they were poking over and regretting it every time. I think if Stun wants to do the smarter thing, I think they want to take a different angle of approach.
That would probably be the way to... Because, I mean, they didn't have a good time against Kong when they did that. A lot of guys got spread out, pushed in too hard, dropped down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
On the other side of it,
Kong
though,
hung back and kept a good firing line going.
Yep. And so far, we haven't seen a whole lot of really strong firing lines from Steel. Whereas I think, given how well 54th MR did on that match at Mining Colony, I think that they could very much make a saddle push and make it work the exact same way they did there. Because they moved forward all at once, all as a group, in a very nice formation, almost a 4x2, fairly close at certain points. And they could walk over that hill and just do what they need to do. Letting the armor scrub the weight it needs to scrub while throwing out the shots.
Well, I think that might have been one of the problems. That push against Stun and Bog there. Stun just wasn't ready to spread out and take that damage. Death Lord and Herc were right in there and took a lot of the brunt of it. That ain't good for the rest of the guys. Because there were 3 guys in the back still like, hey, what's going on, guys? But we're holding data, it's fine. We're out here putting in work. Because we're down, what? It's 3-1 right now? Hey, don't step on my vacuum. 3-1?
Makes me wish I had a notepad that I was keeping track of that on. I think it's 4-0.
No, because Stun won the first one. Drop 1. Bringing their drop 1 stats back up. Because...
There's some respect from El Switchblade saying that Stun was a harder fight than Kong. Wow.
You said because.
Especially with all the talking up we did for Kong earlier.
Kong had a great start to the season. I mean, when I watched, you know, I love the Stun guys. But when I watched the last one they did against Kong, the few mistakes that they made were just, it cost them. And, you know, it's little mistakes that they shouldn't have made. I mean, you know, a single guy's going to play the way he wants to play, but sometimes you got to rein him in. Hold him back. Don't, you know, can't let nobody run out there and get themselves killed. What? Yeah, and drop 5 has not been good
It's
for...
very poaching attempt.
Stun only has a 57% ratio on drop 5. I mean, they only had 43% on drop 1 this season, but they took that out tonight, winning it. Yeah, 86 and 86 for drop 2 and 3, and they had no luck on those ones. That is... I mean, like I said, it's been tough. It's been a long season, trying to keep everybody interested and practicing. It's, you know, it's hard. I mean, even 54 MRs only got a 67% drop 5 win-loss.
You're always at risk of suffering that as a team. It definitely comes down to someone can walk into it and they say, yeah, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to go for a couple months. And it's a heat at the moment response from them saying that they want to do that. And then realizing after the first couple weeks, it's, I don't feel it and I'm not ready to commit to what I said I would do. You can always, it's always a risk of seeing that.
And drop has started. Goodbye. I gotta see if I can get a hold of, get El Switchblade into the team speak. We can talk to him and Cyclone, or Fango, whoever wants to talk after. Move my water away from there. I always want to drink when the match starts. It's killing me here.
I want to run to my fridge as well.
I should have took a pee break. I will look at Gamma side.
I'll watch Sigma.
And pray the great Atlas Lord for a saddle push. The great brawl of 34-13? Whatever year
Let's
it
see
is.
here. What do we got looking at for stun?
Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Ooh, we have a Warhawk. Warhawk, Tomb Raider 2Cs, and a KDK3. Good old Batman. And then we have a Wolfhound, Linebacker, Jenner,
Enemy forces have Sigma.
and a Night Gear. Hydro Kyle on that Night Gear.
These
again.
teams are almost exactly the same both sides.
Pretty much, except
There's
for
a
Timberwolf.
trade out of a linebacker for a Timberwolf.
Wolfhound for a fire
and-
starter.
And
Who brings a freaking
no,
fire
it's
starter?
a fire starter for a Jenner. Both teams have Wolfhounds.
Oh, you are right, yeah.
Hydro and Northpaw.
Yep, and the same one too.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Also, people who diss the fire starter end up burned.
Oh,
A
Stun's
bit of
sitting in
long
the
range
water
fire
there.
going out.
Oh,
Water's
there's
a
a-
risky place to do trades. You got no cover. You are fully exposed.
Unless they're trying to bait them into something. If both teams have 2 points. Maybe they're trying to see someone overtake Theta.
That's a very good point. There's a lot of distance going on here. Those shots that are trading are not doing as much damage as people might like.
They've almost all
I
gone.
mean, 54 MR sitting behind the hill there. Mountainside.
54 MR is actually a little bit more spread out, whereas Stun, uncharacteristically for this set of matches, is actually very well grouped.
I go lost
They just maybe should be grouped somewhere else.
because I need them.
Well, with no one taking Theta, I don't know what the plan is here. I mean, we got 2 guys on island. We got the Firestarter and the Wolfhound. Not sure what they're waiting for. Firestarter should be taking Theta with the jump jets.
I think that's a matter of risk perception in this case. They could jump on Theta, it's definitely possible. That was a botched airstrike. That is very bad for a 54th MR.
That does suck.
Ineffective.
Could have been worse. Could have put right on the hillside in front of him.
Yeah, that's very true. Could have caused team damage instead of no damage.
I mean,
But,
Cyclone's at 86 with some armor showing. Hydro Kyle is 76. Still green. So where is he? He's in the open, trying to take pot shots. Trying to
Cyclone's
distract
actually
them.
taking a little bit of head damage there if you take a look at that. His head's exposed. Not good if he starts getting hit by airstrikes. That'll pop pretty easy.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. So much.
Not a lot going on right now. Ooh, just short on that airstrike on JD Toker.
So much big.
I think that they think they're way closer to the side there. I think Raging Wampa took an airstrike right there. I still don't know what the plan is here. Like 54 MR is spread way out. I mean,
If
it
you
wouldn't be
notice,
tough to get
though,
them back
all
together.
of the guys that are spread out there, they're lights and
A fast linebacker.
I think that's the linebacker. Yeah, like they're not, like yes, they are spread out, but they're not dangerously spread out. Their ends are very able to get back to the main team, so it's not very high risk.
Yeah,
The more high risk here is the fact that so much of Stun has no cover.
Hey, Dad.
So here we go.
There.
Herc and the Firestarter taking Theta like I said he should.
Why can you fly?
They don't fly as jump jets.
You're
Theta
using
is
jump
controlled
jets.
by the enemy.
Nice airstrike on Theta. But they got it. That's all they needed to do.
Are you even alive?
I'm spectating.
What
Now
does
all
that mean?
Stun has
Well,
to do is
that's
hold that
force
line.
54 to have to push. They're moving in.
Yep. See how this goes because they got to push, and they're pushing one at a time. This is not good for them. I mean, they're coming from 2 angles, but that linebacker took a lot of heat on that first push there.
Yeah, exactly. You're seeing Stun is definitely not doing a firing line, but you're definitely seeing everything get involved. And it looks like they're doing a fairly decent job of picking targets now. because 54th MR is so spread out the way they are. Like, they got a whole bunch of guys that are kind of still backfield, still doing work, but they're not targets.
Ooh, Batman and that KDK goes down. I mean, a lot of guys on 54 are hurt. Cyclone and Clear Comms and the Warhawk and the Timberwolf are damaged. 49 and 20 Clear Comms are going down right away here.
Bellicose going out. You know, for all the damage that we're seeing on Stun's side, they're winning on the kill race. Maybe not for too long, but
Well, they're
they are taking
7 to 4,
this.
and they got the lead too. Taking that cap lead, so it made them push. 54 should have took a little bit of time to set up that push on them. Yeah.
Definitely shows that when you have the cap lead and you are the ones who don't need to make the push, it definitely changes the game.
Yep.
That Night Guy, at this point of the game, I would be backing up if I was him, if he wants to try and do anything here. There's definitely a lot of guys on Stun side that are low enough that they don't want to be involved, so he could make this a 3-on-1.
I don't think he's got much of a choice. Unless he pushed Island to take some cover from the boulder, but not a lot of options.
Even just the range, reducing the damage, to the effectiveness of their weapons. That's the important thing he needs to worry about right now. Because he
he's
can
leg
just
now.
make pot shots for days.
Enough resources. We've
I don't know. Herricrifer and that 80% fire starter probably would have had a decent chance of taking him out. He was close to 60%, I believe. That's a tough loss for 54. You know, nothing was going on, and then just, they made that bad push, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it was a very different match from the last one.
Yeah.
Last few.
I mean, Hydra didn't even get to do much in that one. 43 damage. Like, that's terrible. Remember what happened?
Yeah, he only shot at 2 mechs. That's very unfortunate in his case. I think he got sent running, though.
Yeah. But I mean, lots of guys, everyone else, other than Clear Comms and the Warhawk, doing over 300 damage. I mean, even 54 MR is pretty, you know, top to bottom damage all across. Hydra Con, the Night Gear, putting a lot of damage down range. Like, that was a good match. I mean, you can see that it went the other way for Stun this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, by argument, 54th MR abandoned their cover, and while they were certainly forced to, I don't think that they needed to do so by rushing into the water to admit that the fight was forced. If they had just pushed up to the Theta line and continued to use the buildings as cover, they may have fared far better than they did.
See if we can get Cyclone in here, because that leaves 54 is still the champ, though. This season, I don't want to do the numbers because I don't know the numbers.
User
but
joined your channel.
who does?
Fair enough.
Cyclone.
Hello, hello.
Good afternoon.
Evening.
Did you enjoy that last match? Because we did not think the second and third went well for you guys at all.
You know, we almost pulled back the one on Tourmaline, and we thought we had it up until the very last part of it. I'm surprised they let me get behind them like the way they did.
It was a very interesting match to watch for sure, and you guys, I was actually very impressed at how well you guys pulled that one together, because you watched it and they had a hell of a lead on you guys for a little while.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you team did an amazing job of pulling it back and changing that round.
Yeah, I mean, if we could have pulled that one win off, it would have been a win for us, but you know, we won drop one, which we've never dropped. We haven't won a single drop one all season. Our new win against 54th MR was kind of impressive, and I was kind of happy with what we did. I wasn't even supposed to be playing today. I'm actually sick as a dog, and we had 2 pilots
you don't
that
sound sick
unfortunately
as a dog.
dropped. Well, thank you, thank you. But yeah, we did pretty well. Of course, finite points and a few things to, you know, to pull together before Worlds, before next season, if you know, if there still is a next season. But yeah, it was a good
User
time.
was moved to your channel.
Mr. Switchblade.
Hey, what's up, boys? Bring Ford Prefect down here too, please.
Or perfect. Or
Prefect.
prefect.
User was moved to your channel. Error.
Oh,
Good that
somebody's
somebody's on
do it
top
way
of that, because
faster.
I am not.
I was moving him.
I got him.
Well, congratulations on being number 1 in the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was pretty impressed by how the matches went tonight. I was actually pretty interested in how they went. So
They were good fights.
a lot of good pushes.
Yeah, you guys did really good on drop 1, Cyclone, sending that adder in. Completely blew through our lines. We lost focus on the mediums. It was really well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we changed it around a little bit. Normally we'd set things up and, prep everything before we just go, and we decided this time that we weren't even going to think. We were just going to jump in and brawl. We weren't going to give anybody any moments to set anything up or do anything. It was just go, go, go. W key for victory.
Yeah, that's normally how we play drop 1, and you guys caught us off guard with it.
Well, it's kind of interesting to see. Yeah, sometimes you're just not prepared to watch the things you do get used against you, and then you're standing there being like, what just happened? I definitely noticed the 54th MR. You guys did an amazing job in your wins of keeping yourselves very well together, but I was very surprised to see on that last match how spread out you guys were at times, especially on your push.
Yeah, we screwed the pooch on that. We didn't give them enough targets to shoot at on the push, and they focused us down. I got cocky and pushed the right side. I mean, I was able to clear out 3 mechs in doing so, but me clearing out 3 mechs cost us mechs on the push because I didn't have my armor there to share with them. So it was just it was a bad spread push. We had intel that they were in Echo 4, so we thought they were about 300 meters closer, but they were back in Echo 5. And then once we crested, it was too late to do anything, and so it was push, 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 and they backpedaled, used their range advantage, and ate us alive.
So I'd like to thank Steambag and Classic Quitter for following us. So how was the length of this season for you guys? Because even in Steel Company, where we had only 6 or 7 weeks, like even that started to get long. You guys had all the way to the end here.
Cyclone, you want to answer this one?
I know
honestly,
RJ gave you guys shit, said that you guys had a tough time towards the end of the season, keeping everyone interested.
It would have been a week earlier, but we had a couple of scheduling conflicts where we literally just 2 of us, 54th MR and Stun, ended up fighting back to back, week to week. Otherwise, it would have been done a little sooner. Honestly, the real fight and the real nail biters and everything that we had to deal with, coupled with the time, kind of made the season probably one of the hardest that we've competed in. Not saying that it wasn't fun, it was just very in depth.
Well, yeah, it's definitely, 10 weeks is a long time for people to start doing other things. So, and if you're not,
there's always the ability for something to come up in that time.
If you're not D5 or Imperial, not getting paid to play, but almost getting paid to play, it's a little different.
User joined your channel.
So is there any other thoughts between the 2 teams on how each other have done overall this season, or just in these matches? Like, where are you guys all thinking at this point?
I definitely think Stun was the toughest team we faced all season. I mean, even more so than Kong. In the 4-1 loss against Kong, our first drop out of the season, we scored higher than any other team has against them this season, and we lost 4-1. That's fair, but we still killed a lot of mechs when we fought them. And Stun, the two matches we played against them this season, they've been 3-2s, and it's been tight. I think the numbers show how tight the games were against us. So.
Yeah, I think most
wake up.
definitely the top 3 teams. Just going back a season, when we were back in Division D, it was a totally different world. I'm really glad to see you guys have grown so much. Last season, the only team we lost against was Kong. And we had a bit of a rebuilding and a regrowth this season. We picked up a bunch of new players and lost a couple players, and a lot of things have changed around our planning, our setup, our strategies. We've kind of tried to grow as a team and branch out. And in certain instances, it's hurt us, but it's allowing us to kind of explore something different than what we're used to. So, in finishing in 3rd this season, considering how much new stuff and how many new mechs and how much outside of our normal comfort zone that we were.
User
I'm happy
joined
to
your
see it.
channel.
Yeah, I'd have to say the biggest challenge this season was all the changes in game while the season was going on. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
a lot of people have invested a lot of hours in getting stuff prepped, you know.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It certainly was. My
Don't
team
want as bad as getting
kinda-
people to show up.
How many big changes do we have again? We had the skill system, and there was something else, as I recall.
Well, the
Something
laser
else changed.
rebalance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rebalance went through. That's right.
But all in all, it was definitely interesting having so much thrown at us in the middle of the season, and even just throughout the season.
Yeah, I'll forever refer to this season as the season of gray hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gentlemen, I just wanted to pop down to say GG's once again. I saw you guys in here.
GG's, man.
At least your hair isn't falling out.
Stop picking on my poor Warhawk. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, because I'd like to say everyone should give frickin' MDM and Bandit B17 some props online to make sure that they know, like, this was a long season. There's a lot of hard work. I know Bandit kind of gave up towards the end there because there's so much involved with this. Even Queen Blade kind of, things came up, couldn't do stats anymore, and it's tough.
Oh,
User
wow,
joined your
really? I
channel.
didn't know about that.
Send them some love. Let them know that, we still want to see this here. We still want to do it again because this is great.
Oh, yeah, no. I really hope that they're still all about that. Bandit and them, they do an awesome job, man.
Absolutely. I hope the rumors aren't true. I hope there's going to be another season. I hope we can, all form up and see each other next season. I know you guys are moving up to Div B. No, Div B. And I wish you guys all the best of luck.
Thanks, man.
Hopefully this season will be the season for us in Division C. See if we can pull out a first place victory.
Hey, you got our vote.
Well, it'll be an interesting next season with all the new tech, so...
Yeah, right? It's going to be crazy.
Oh, dude. All right, so I just did the math. We needed the 1350 to clutch the season. If Kong scores 1750, if they max out against 228, it's a tie between us, and I think they will have more mechs killed, so they win the tiebreaker. If they lose one bonus or lose one drop, they can't take first place. But it's not our season yet.
Oh, wow.
It's still a potential for a tie, and then the tiebreaker goes down to kills. We needed one more effing mech, that goddamn Timberwolf or that
Timberwolf.
fucking yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't letting you have me. You can't have my kibbles and bits. Fuck that.
Your shoulder was wide open. You were ready to go, man. I almost got you myself.
Oh, yeah, I twisted off a couple times. I'm sitting here praying to Thor going, no!
Well, after that...
So yeah, we pulled out 1325 tonight. We needed 1350 to clutch it. One more kill on drop 1 or one more kill in drop 5 would have done it.
Well, I'm happy and I'm sad we didn't give it to you.
Yeah.
Well, with drop 3 and 4 going the way they did, I thought for sure you guys were going to have it. But then when you pushed into the water in those straight lines, I was like, no, it's going all wrong now.
Yeah, it was a bad push. We've had troubles pushing that water throughout the season. We just our lines weren't set good enough before the push. But anyways, I'm happy with how the night went overall.
Absolutely.
No, it was still good. He's still another win, 3-2, so can't go wrong.
Hoping we could have pulled off that win in Tourmaline. We came back, and that was an interesting match.
Well,
I'm
54
surprised
was
that
down
was
to
a great
Orion.
Fight.
Fucking Toker's MVP on that one, man. Those mechs that he iced at the end.
I am very surprised you let me take your back in the very beginning of my Stormcrow. I shot up right behind you guys,
User
and,
joined your
nobody
channel.
turned to look at me at first. I was sitting there just opening up you guys from behind.
I was looking right at you, brother.
Not me.
Let me tell you, watching that match from the bird's eye view, that really was something different. I was actually very impressed with how that went too, because 54th, once again, you guys had yourself in a nice, like a brick. I'd go so far to say you guys were bricked up very good, ready for anything that came in there. And I'm watching as the stun guys are running through, just trying to bowl you guys down. And you held up against it very well as the damage was spread out, despite the fact that you had lost your Orion right off the mark. it was very costly to lose him right in there as you're doing this, and then yeah, JD, we just watched that match turn right around. It was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
It was almost unbelievable.
I thought we were going to finish that one off. I thought we could have clinched that one. Very close.
Well, the close matches are definitely the favorites.
How did that
Absolutely.
be in my house?
Well, good game. Good job, both of you guys.
I am disappointed that we didn't get all 5 drops done in 3 minutes, like the challenge I put out to you in the beginning.
I'm wondering, like,
That was very interesting. It's not like you guys weren't trying the first couple. We just watch you guys go right towards it, especially on Costa. We're like, man, it's like they know exactly where they are, and they're just ready to butt heads.
Yeah.
Get into the headbutting competition until one of you falls over.
Well, I mean, I will say both of our team styles is very much brawly, very much super hyper aggressive,
I found
and
it's in time for the wedding.
realizing land
The
setups
Robin wedding.
and maps. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that 54th did their homework, and we did ours too. We were ready for it. We just wanted to go headlong in. We wanted blood. This was going to be the last game of the season, and it was going to be a fucking good one.
And I'm just glad we got everything together. We had some last minute subs and whatnot too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have been a little bit of
This
wondering
right
about
about now
that.
is when Soviet Armada should be showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we have a match, guys?
Hey, did we
Did I
match
miss
tonight?
it? So what he'll do.
But I'm gonna shut the stream off. So you guys, thanks for letting me stream it. Shoutcast it with Rich. Hopefully
Thanks
we
for
can do it
coming
again
in and
next
talking
season.
with us here at the end.
Oh,
Are
absolutely.
you done that call yet?
All right, see you guys around.
Yeah,
Sounds
Great
great
season,
night.
good matches. Have a good one.
Hey,
guys.
Jeez. See you guys on the battlefield.
See you next time,
User
Space
disconnected
Cowboys.
User left your channel. User disconnected from